Well, guys, let's start the session. And today's session will cover on decorators and generators. Let's look into it. Let me create a new file one. So decorators. What are decorators in Python? So in decorators, functions are passed as arguments into another functions. So functions are passed as an argument into another function is called as decorator. Functions are passed as a argument to the another function called as decorator. What is a decorator? A decorator is a Python tool which is acts as functions are passed as an argument to the another function. So which means instead of a argument, you will pass a function to the another function. You are passing a function as an argument to the another function. Let me give you a brief intro about this with an example. So let me create one Python file. So how do we create a function? Def keyword, use any function. In my case now I'm using func1. First I'll demonstrate with a normal function, okay? Then you'll come to know the difference between decorator and a normal function. Then I'll go with that. Let me have one argument. Let's say a message. This message I'm gonna print that message, whatever the message I'm gonna give. So now calling the function. Here what we have done, we did defining the function. Once it is done, I'll call that function. How do I call the function? Just take the name of the function and message. In the message I'll give welcome to the session. So this is the value which I am passing, a string value to this MSG variable. If I run this now, it will print welcome to the session, right? This is how we can call a function. Oh yes, value, call by reference value. Okay. Now this is a normal function. This is example for normal function. Now I'll use the same thing for the decorator. Now let's have a look on decorator. I'll show you 2 to 3 different decorators so that you'll get a better understanding on decorator. So I'll take the same function func1, let's say func2. So here I'll go with same message colon so that it will consider as a function. Then print in print welcome to the session 1. Okay, this is the second message. Next after that I must call the function. How do I call the function? Just take the name of the function and what is the value? Just give the value. Sorry, here you should take this value and here you're gonna call your message. I want to print that message. Here I'm pasting the value, right? This is normal function. Now I'll take another function, that is function 3 equals to function 2, which means whatever the value I have, function 2, we have function 2 value, right? What is that value? A argument. And what is that argument holding? This whole string. That whole string is reassigned to function 3, from function 2 to function 3. Now I'll print Now I'll pass a value to function 3. Let's say welcome to session 2, or I can go with welcome to session 3 decorator. So here what I have done, I have reassigned the arguments or whatever the properties function 2 is holding, that will be assigned to function 3. What is this? What does this function 2 holding? A argument, and an argument as a variable. What is that variable consist? A string, right? Now here, what will happen? Instead of this message, I'm gonna pass this one, which means I'm passing whole function to the another function. See, let's run this. So first one, this is a normal function. This one, this is the output of this function, and the second one is output of the function 2. And from here, the decorator starts here. Here, decorator. So we are passing a function to the another function. We are passing a function to the we are just this is assignment of one function to another function. Okay, this is one type. Okay, second type. Let me show you the another type where we can pass the value of uh, inside of the argument. Here we are passing just a variable, right? But in place of this variable msg, we're gonna pass function 3 as whole argument. Let me show you that example. For this, we'll go with inner function method. Let me comment all this. Now I'll go with inner function example. We know the inner function is nothing but function under a function, right? So in this example, we'll look into how do we uh, pass a function inside of a function, and that function should be passed as a argument to the another function. We'll take one function. Let's say func. So no arguments we are passing. I'm just printing some values into it. Let's say first function. This is the first function. Next, I'm going with second function. Don't get confused. So that I'll take function 1, function 2. Then I'll have one print statement. Second function. Yeah, first function. This is second function. This is outer function. This is inner function, right? So I'll go with uh, another inner function, function 3. This is not the this is the first function, and this is the child of first function, right? Any confusions as of now? This is second function, and and child of first function, because it is inside of this function, so this will be child of this function. Now this one, third function, and this is also child of the first function but not the child of the second function, because if it is defined like this, then sorry, now this is the child of function 3, child of second function, right? Now come back, let's call the first. What is the function you should call? Function 1, right? This one function 3, then we'll go with function 3, function 3. Then once it is done, I'll go with function 2. After this, function 1, right? Let me run this. So it says this is the, see, outer function. This is first inner function, and this one is third inner function. This is this concept is also known as nested function concept. Okay, inner outer, or we can say nested function, nested function. Okay, so here you're passing function inside of a function inside of a function. This is the parent function, this is just and the function 2 will be the child, function 3 will be the child. Function 3 is the child of function 2, function 2 is the child of function 1. This is how we can call the function here, in these three where we are calling the function. Are we clear? Any doubts, guys? Yeah, sure. See, here we are taking three functions. Function will be the outer function, the first function. Now we are declaring another function inside of this function. Okay, so here function 2 will be the inner function to the function 1, which means this is the function 2 is the child of function 1. Next, we are declaring, we are defining one more function inside of function 2, which means function 3 will be the child of function 2, and function 2 will be the child of function 1, which means function 1 is the parent, function 2 is the child, and function 3 will be the grandchild. Are you clear? Like grandfather, father, son, son, father, grandfather. Are you clear? Okay, then this is one type of decorator. How we can pass decorator to the inner function or to the outer functions in a nested function way. There is one more example. Let me define you with the last example. Let me take one simple function, hello. Next, I'll go with another function, hi. Here I'm gonna print hi. Next, I'll come out of this, I'll go with return whatever you have. I'll go with return hello. Next, let me take one dummy variable where I can call this hello function. Next, I need to call this dummy. See here, it says nothing, no output got generated. For this, we have to change the, because you are calling child here. Again you are calling the parent inside of the child, so that you have to save change some changes here. You have to call hi from here. Next it will be hello. Next you have to run it. So it says, so here what is happening here, this is the first function and this is second function. Here I have a one print statement inside of second function, and I'm coming out of the loop. Then I'm gonna calling returning my child function, that is second function. Here whenever I call this hello will be get printed, right? When I call this function, it will returns whatever this loop consists. What does this block consist? This block consists of a print statement, and that print state consist hello as the string. So if I come out of it, I'm assigning the value, and this will be redirected to hello. When you call the hello function, this will get prints. So here I'm assigning the all the whatever I have here properties of hello function. I'm assigning to another dummy object. I'm taking one object, that object name is dummy. I'm assigning the whole properties of hello function to dummy function. Let's say I have deleted, then only it will get execute. Let's say I'm deleting this function. The value is stored in dummy now. I'm not calling the dummy. Is it printed? No. Because the whatever the values you have in hello function that are assigned to dummy. Now there is nothing in hello function. All the values which were stored in hello, that were transferred to the dummy. Now dummy consists everything. Now I need to call the dummy function. If I call this dummy function, now this hello statement will be executed. Are we clear? This is called decorator. Yeah. Hmm. No, it won't print because this second function is inside of the first function. So first function will be acted as the parent. So here, uh, second function won't have the control. The whole control will be under the main function, that is first function hello function. When this hello function has given all its properties to dummy, now hi and hello has no longer controls the function. Only dummy has the ultimate authority. So that's the reason you have to call the dummy function. Yeah. Okay. Next, that's all about the decorator. Let's jump into the generators. What is a generator? So generators, very important concepts, guys. So generator is nothing but it is very simple function, simple normal function, but it is very similar to uh, normal simple function. Is very similar to normal simple function where we use def keyword, right? Where we use def keyword to define a function, and we know this, right? We use def keyword to define a function, and this is very similar to normal function. But what happens here? What is the what it differs from a normal function to the generator? It uses yield keyword. Yield keyword. It uses yield keyword instead of return. Here, for every function, we use return function, right? This is return keyword, right? This for this function, what we have used? We have used return keyword. For this function, for this function, we have used return keyword. This is normal function. But in case of generators, instead of return keyword, we use yield keyword. This yield keyword will be used instead of a return keyword. Are you clear, guys? Whenever you uses yield keyword instead of return keyword, that function will becomes generator function. Okay, let me give you one example for this. Let me take one example. Any simple, any function. Okay, now here I'll have a for loop. I'll take the range of 10 values. If that I value divisible by 2, if it is equals to 0, I'll go with yield I. I'm not taking return instead of return, I'm going with yield keyword. Now I'm gonna same function. I'm gonna see. Let me run this. So it shows nothing. For this, we have to write a successive function to call. We should use a successive function for this. For I in simple, whatever the values it has, it should be get printed, and that print I. So here we are just calling the successive calling. This is different from normal calling function. Here what we did in previous examples, what how we did, we just call the function, right? How do we call the function? Just we'll take the function name. That's it, right? Function name. If in this example, what is the name of the function? Func1. We are just calling the func1. That's it. We are giving nothing. Just we are taking the name of the function with open and close braces, which means that we are calling the function. That's normal way. But here we are gonna call in a successive. This is called successive calling. So what happens here? You will call with a for loop. Here you will call with a for loop. This is very similar. See, this is extra. This simple open close braces is calling the function, but when you use with the looping iteration, it will be a successive calling of the function. Practice well, guys. You will come to know all those things. Now it will give you all the values. Those are divisible by those are divisible by 2, and remainder gets 0. See, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8 are the values from range 0 to 10, where you can get the remainder as 0. Are we clear? This is a generator. We used we used yield keyword. Used yield keyword instead of instead of return keyword. Instead of return. Are we clear? Any doubts till now? We are just calling the function, the same function, but with a iteration. That's called as successive calling. Any doubts, guys? Yeah. Mm, mm. Yes, we can use, but you do not get. See, let me show you that also. Let me call simple. That's it. Okay, I'm just calling the function. Have you got the output? Yeah. After if condition. Okay. After this. Okay. After if, before yield. Okay. Here, right? After, before yield. Here. After if and before yield. Here you are talking, right? It won't execute because you cannot call the function. You cannot call the function inside of the function. See, you'll get an error. See, it won't get. Let's say I'm calling from here. That is a indentation error. See, so you cannot call like that. Okay. But even though if you call here a function, this is the main function. Why do you call the function? To smoothen the execution, right? But you are calling the function inside of the condition, that won't help you. Okay. You cannot print that output there because, see, always function should be called outside of the scope. Okay. Here this function's scope is this. You should call very parallel def then function. See, in every time you will see this is a def keyword, this def keyword, and function name is hello. This hello is called just very parallel to def keyword, not inside of this. Okay. You cannot call hello inside of hello. You should come out of the loop block. You should call it very parallel to def keyword itself. Okay. You should come out of the block if you want to call the function. So I'll give you one simple example, simple uh, definition or a difference between yield keyword to return keyword. Yield versus return. What is the difference between yield keyword to the return? The yield statement is responsible for controlling the flow of the generator function. Yield keyword controls the flow of the generator function. It will controls the flow of the generator function. It passes the function and it passes the function execution by saving all the states and yield to the caller, and later it resumes the execution when a successive function is called. As we seen that we can use the multiple yield statements in the generator function, but the return the return keyword, the return statements returns a value and terminates the whole function. It will returns the value and terminates the whole function. Here what is the difference? You can notice it controls the flow of generator and it passes sorry, it pauses and continues when successive function is called. But whereas return keyword, this will returns the value of that function but terminates the whole function once it is called. Okay, are we clear? This is the main difference, guys. Okay, if you know this difference, that's it. No need to worry about the uh, this generators. That's all for today, guys.